This channel is a group of investigative journalists who make educational documentaries showcasing and educating society, especially parents and legal guardians, about potential scenarios that result from young people and adults conversating online if left unchecked. We conduct thorough interviews with consenting adults in an attempt to understand their perspective on why they partake in these conversations online with people that are not of age. The goal of the interviews in these videos and the videos themselves is to gain an understanding of the perspective of the individual being interviewed, so parents and the rest of society can be educated and aware of potential thought processes and desires of adults online to unsupervised persons not of age. These videos are not to cyberbully, harass, degrade, accuse, or threaten any individuals partaking in the interview process or in the video itself. We do not condone any of these actions. These videos are strictly educational, and we grant full permission for academia, which is any classroom setting or in scholarly papers, to show or cite our videos. To ensure that these videos are strictly used for educational purposes, we strictly adhere to YouTube's community guidelines, such as not revealing someone's personally identifiable information, in other words, PII. YouTube defines personally identifiable information as their home address, email addresses, signing credentials, phone numbers, passport number, medical records, or bank account information. We thoroughly look at and edit our videos to ensure that none of this information about any individual is shown in our videos. To ensure extra privacy for each person that is a subject of an interview in any of our videos, as of September 1st, 2022, to thoroughly comply with YouTube's harassment and bullying policy, there will be no mention or information about the last name or first name of any person interviewed in our videos. Due to potentially illegal activities discussed in our videos, law enforcement in the respective jurisdiction we conduct these interviews in is notified of each interview and video filmed by us. We are not accusing any individual interviewed of being guilty or committing a crime. That is the job of law enforcement. We are not vigilantes, and we do not condone vigilantism or vigilante behavior, such as taking the law into your own hand or not notifying law enforcement when a suspected crime takes place. We are investigative journalists. Trigger warning. Some of what can be discussed in these videos can be sensitive to some, emotional, or stressful. The only goal of these videos is to educate the public. At the end of each video, as of September 1st, 2022, there will be an educational portion at the end to discuss what was talked about in the video and to discuss what people can take from that video and learn from and tell others about. Our goal here is to bring awareness and educate the public. Now the video will start.
Don't resist, we'll make it.
We don't want to get you in any trouble or anything.
We're not the police, brother.
Not the police. We don't think you're a bad guy, man. You know?
Yeah.
Can we just have a God's honest conversation? Sit down at the bench? Yeah.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.
Cool. You look nice.
Thank you. Genuinely, my friend, if we thought you were a bad guy, we wouldn't be here talking with you. This is obviously we have to have these conversations. You know what I mean? So, who are you coming here to meet today?
I thought her name was.
Okay. We are filming it for safety reasons, you know.
A lot of weirdos, but I promise you, like, I know we big dudes, but we're not gonna do anything to harm you. You know, you're gonna look as good as you are right now when you leave. I promise you that.
Yeah, it's a sensitive conversation, so we always make sure that we're protected, is all.
So, and did she tell you how old she was?
Yes.
How old did she say she was?
She said she was.
Well, I mean, you know what, man? I appreciate that. I love when men are honest.
Yeah.
You seem like a God's honest man, so.
I think we made a good decision.
Genuinely, I could just sit down right next to you and talk to you, man. So, I understand that, you know, what's going on with you and your wife, man, but you know, why did we decide to make a decision like this today?
Just, thought I was making a relationship, and she seemed very focused on wanting to do something, and I don't know, it was fun. It was more fun just messing around, playing around. I was definitely doubting about coming. Yesterday she asked me some questions about how I felt about her being that young. I thought that was a very mature thing for her to say. In retrospect, I understand what's going on now.
Yeah.
So it was more her maturity.
Yeah, she
you
seemed a
look
lot
at more
older
than just her age.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I can respect that.
I can understand that.
Because, you know, I get it. You know, there's kids, especially girls, you know.
Yep.
Do you have any girls?
No.
No, just the sons?
The two boys.
Man, listen, you know, my dad, he's the father of two boys as well. I know how much I have to look up to my father, and I don't want to ever have my image distorted of him or anything, and I would never want to distort the image of someone else's father, because I know how important the father figure is. They're grown, right?
Yeah.
But still, you know, it doesn't matter how grown you are. Like, I'm 24. My dad, he's still my hero. So I'm not trying to distort how they're going to look at you or anything, but, you know, we have to have these conversations. They suck, I know, but you just have to. And, I mean, you're making it easy because you're being honest, you're being forthcoming. And so I think you could just genuinely tell us, like, what was going on through your mind? Like, why would you do something like that to jeopardize what you built, man? I mean, you seem like a very successful man. Why would you do something like this?
Don't know. Ask myself the question. Just interested in the thrill. You know, I like the excitement. Not very much exciting me right now, so maybe that was just the end of the feeling.
Just a touch of loneliness.
Yeah,
boredom.
The person seemed generally interested in talking to me, and
Yeah.
Have you not been getting interest from other women? I that's hard for me to believe, me personally.
it's just, I don't know, it just seemed like I don't know, I was just interested in how she was seeing life and what she was doing, and she said she spoke a couple different languages, just seemed like a really intelligent person, and I don't know, just interesting.
How could someone that young, I mean, she's young enough to be your granddaughter. So what could you guys have in common besides?
Nothing, I guess.
So was it all purely?
I think I was definitely interested in that, but felt like we were having a relationship of some kind.
Okay, so you would have tried to build up to a relationship with her? How would that have worked?
Yeah, obviously it wouldn't have worked out. I mean, there wasn't any place to go except being friends, and
Sneaking around, like, 'cause I mean,
Yep.
can't take her to any events,
You're right.
company events, family events.
you're right.
Yeah.
Can't take her on vacation.
You're right.
So I mean, what relationship possibly could have spawned that you thought of?
Nothing. Nothing would have. And would have just ended in tragedy. Would have been stupid. And it's stupid.
I
Yeah.
really do see the regret on your face.
Yeah, I do too. I do
This is
too.
my friend here, Gordon.
Yeah. Gordon Flowers, nice to meet you, buddy.
Shoot.
So this was just basically, if it was purely consensual, then, you know, that's basically what you were after, just consensual. Like, you weren't going to force anything, right? No. Okay.
I mean, we didn't get that
Over
vibe
again.
from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we would have got a vibe that, like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
you have the monsters where, you know what, I'm gonna force you to like this and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You were very respectful to her and the messages and everything, and that's why we thought, you know what, I think we can have a cordial conversation. But, you know, it doesn't matter how cordial you are
Yep.
and or how nice you are, man. I mean, like, just this age and power gap,
Yeah. It's
you know, like.
Yeah. I know.
it's alarming, you know what I mean?
So I mean, I just have to ask, like I guess what I have to see this as being a catalyst from something else. So when we're on like apps like Telegram or anything like this, or is stuff being sent that kind of like maybe kind of got your mind startled off into this?
Well, I got on Instagram and was just kind of, you know, seeing what was out there, and it feels like there's a lot of that going on. That I don't know.
A lot of what going on.
Young girls want to look older.
Oh.
Women want to look younger.
Have younger girls been
stuff.
hitting you up? I'm not saying you've been hitting them up. Have young girls hit you up in your messages before?
Yeah, when I would respond to something or I'd comment on a picture or something, people would seem interested.
Hey, what would you, how would you start out the comments with them? It's like a,
I just comment on something that they'd posted or something like that. I don't know. So a lot of times I would, if I saw somebody that looked like they were, I don't know, upset about their appearance and that, it just seems like a lot of young people just don't.
just kind
Gotta be like a father figure.
Yeah,
in
I
a
mean,
sense.
really trying to do that, and some folks would show real interest and would ask an intelligent question or want to change the subject or ask about something else.
yeah.
Sometimes I post a picture about where I was traveling and people were interested in where
How
I was
often do you travel?
Yeah.
That's
Like every couple of weeks, every week.
really? You
Right
be going
on.
out the country a lot?
Not as much as I used to, but I did recently just go overseas, go to Europe,
Really? What part?
went to Switzerland.
Oh, wow.
Switzerland. Oh,
Cool.
man, I've been to Sweden.
haven't.
I haven't been to Switzerland.
Yeah.
You got some good cheese out there?
They got a lot of cheese, a lot of good stuff.
You don't have to tell us where you work, but what kind of work do you do? Just curious.
I'm a sales manager.
You still work
manager?
for?
Cool. Okay.
Man, I mean, that's a great job.
Yeah, and I'm sure I've it up now. So
Well,
I mean,
what are we getting to?
we're not the police, so
we're
yeah,
not the
you ain't got to worry
police,
about
man.
that.
I mean, we don't want anything from you. I don't want you to think
I
like
think of this as more like a kind of an intervention in a way.
we're just fathers
Okay.
that genuinely care about kids.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, we believe there's other ways of solving some of these issues. You know what I mean? And you know, when we look at you, you're an upstanding guy. You know,
you just like read
you got
all
your
stuff.
together.
It's one of those things where
Yeah.
it's like,
You know,
okay, you know what? People that run away from their problems,
yeah.
they're never repentful. You know, I
Right.
mean, are you a man of God?
I was.
What happened?
I got divorced, and my church didn't want me involved anymore.
Strict church, yeah.
Really? Catholic?
Yeah, they weren't that church. They weren't that
Protestant?
strict. It was a Presbyterian church, but they just
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
didn't want me working in leadership and teaching.
Right.
Can I ask why? Was it?
My wife was on the deacon board, and just
Oh, okay.
my ex, I don't know.
She's the one
Was
that
pretty nasty.
she's the one that had all the friends, and you were just kind of booted out the door then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Are
yeah, I
y'all
got you.
officially divorced yet, or still just separated?
we've been divorced a long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
I'm even remarried now, and that's even more sad because
Oh wow.
I'm really in love with my wife, and just things have been really hard, and she's got a bunch of physical issues, and just I guess I was just feeling dry, and
Like, was she just not pleasing you? Like,
yeah,
in that way
and
anymore?
she kind of can't, so it's kind of
Oh.
got some issues. I mean, things are getting better for her. And
but you know,
I
those
should really
vows,
stay and be I should stay with my vows and stick with her.
sickness and health to death do you part, man. And I mean,
Yep.
like, let's say flip side, and she went for a younger man. How because of your ailments or maybe a shortcoming, how would that make you feel?
Yeah, I would feel bad. I would feel betrayed.
A lot of people, they don't get. I was over here assuming that it was because maybe you were lonely, want to have a second chance at love, but man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm even more disappointed in you now, Mr. Because I think
Right.
I've misread this.
I would agree.
You know, obviously, you know, your marriage and everything isn't any of my business or any of our business, but you know, that's just a sad thing to hear. And then, you know how women are when they're cheated on, they feel shame, and then they always compare themselves to other women.
Yeah, we kill her.
But now
It's so terrible.
she can't even compare herself to another woman because the other woman isn't even a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty tough for her to deal with.
I mean, don't be sorry to us. you
Yeah.
know. It's not us. But with these other young girls hitting you up on other social media applications, are they soliciting, asking you to meet, wanting to hang with you? Are they sending you pictures? Because I'm trying to figure out this catalyst of like where this happened. Because I don't think this just started just out of the blue.
When you need to cure the cancer, you got to find out where it started and cut it out. You know what I mean? So we're
Exactly.
kind of wanting to see maybe something happened up here that caused this. I mean, did you have any experiences as a kid, maybe like this, where you were as a kid that you're aware of?
No, I think I don't know. I mean, I was always like a top student, and it seemed like I
Right.
wasn't as attractive to girls and that, and as I'm more successful, it seems like I can,
Gotcha.
you know, people talk to me and
Right.
see me more.
Gotcha. Okay.
But as I've gotten older, you know, you become invisible again, kind of thing.
Yeah.
People don't really notice you as much.
Right.
Man, no homo, but
Right.
you're for your age, 68, right?
Yeah.
For your
Right.
age, you're a good looking dude, man.
Yeah.
I like literally, you could have the pick of the litter.
And you seem to be financially successful. So,
And you know that's what women want. At the end of the day, they want stability. They want to have a man, and I'm pretty sure that's why both of your wives fell for you.
Yep. And
Your wife that you have now, did she have these medical issues before you married her, or did it happen later?
they were actually happening as we met.
Okay.
And, come on. No problem. She, and I mean, it's not about, I love her for her and the relationship we developed. We really developed just chatting online originally. And when I met her, just, things really clicked. And but she'd had a weight problem and some other gland problems and stuff.
Like thyroid issues and stuff.
Now she's losing a lot of weight, and it's but it's
not fast
she's
enough.
got mobility issues and stuff with her knees and other
Right.
things. It just she's been in pain a lot, and
Yeah. Is she young too, or is she of age?
She's 40.
Oh, okay, okay.
She's younger than I am, but
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you like them young, but you know, I think
I
we're a little
guess
bit
that too.
too young this time.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, this message right here that you sent, I mean, this is why we have to have this conversation. You said, I will be an adult with you. My adult body will envelop and dominate your young adult body. Will
Yeah.
you act like an adult at the same time, or will you be my good little girl?
Yeah, that's the kind of that I was seeing online on Instagram and stuff. Some other things that I'd seen.
Yeah.
With people
Support
talking to people this young and stuff like that?
Well, they were all young and looking, but
Yeah.
that was bad.
You said scenario time. I'm gonna sit on the couch. And
She had said she liked these scenario things and liked what I'd written, and I was writing it. You know, frankly, it was more titillating for me to write it than
I mean,
think about really doing it.
I was wondering if you were an author or something.
I was gonna say, I think you should be a novel writer. Is the detail that you have in there?
With you sitting on my lap, I will use one finger to. Your natural response will be to. I'll encourage you to practice, and then I'll use two
Yeah,
fingers.
Jesus Christ, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty hard now,
I
isn't
know
it?
it's hard to hear now, but why wasn't it hard whenever? I mean, something was hard when these were being written, but why wasn't it hard for you to send this to her, man?
I don't know. I was in play. I was in the
Just
in
kind
the
of
moment.
in the moment.
You know, the self gratification is better than the physical would be anyway. So it's kind of that's probably more, like I say, for me. At that point, she's not even really a real person.
Yeah. No, she's real.
An object or something. to think
Right.
about.
Yeah, but unfortunately, she is real. So that's what sucks here.
I want.
Luckily, her parents reached out to us, and it's.
Besides the flowers, did you bring any condoms with you?
No,
Or you weren't going to use any protection?
I actually wasn't thinking we were going to get that far. To be
Really?
perfectly honest, yeah, she had talked about not being sure, and I figured something else she said was just implied to me that she wasn't convinced.
I think the chat logs would say differently, but I mean, I haven't read them all.
Yeah, I mean,
I think.
you're over here talking about.
I guess yesterday she was asking me if I was sure I wanted to do this, and I was reading that as she wasn't sure she wanted to do this, and
What was your reply to that? What was your reply when she asked you if you were sure about it? Your reply was what?
I said I was worried about it, anxious about it. Said
But you also
felt like
said.
I made a big. You know what I said? I mean, it was just.
Yeah, we do, but
I want to see.
this is kind of how it works, man. We're making you say the tough stuff because that's where that's where you have to get to for you to get the full realization, psychologically. Even though it's hard, that's how you heal. That's how we help you, is to get you to see the whole picture and, and it's going to be gut-wrenching for you to sit here and face it, but that's the important part about it.
You don't look at it and just shove it under the rug. It's going to come up.
Put
dirt under the rug enough time, the dirt's going to be popping out again.
Yeah.
Mr. Question.
Yeah, I mean, let me just say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I guess I feel like as successful as I am and all that stuff, I don't really have any power in my life. I'm on kind of a bobsled run.
Right.
Why do you say that?
Certain things. It just feels like I'm constrained by work, constrained by having to be a certain way with my family and my wife, and this was a way to
escape,
Breaking
something
Bad,
different, escape kind of thing. Yeah, and I didn't think of it as hurting somebody or, but I was also very conscious of not wanting anybody to know, and so clearly I was worried about it, and it was stupid. It was stupid because people find out eventually, and I wouldn't have been able to handle it too. I'm just not good at lying.
That statement right there where you said you didn't want anybody to find out, you didn't want anybody to know, that shows me that you have guilt in this, what I mean? That means a lot to us, you know what I mean? So.
No. We just wish you had enough shame not to
go forward to it.
Go with this, but I mean, some shame is better than no shame. Do your sons have any kids?
My oldest boy is expecting in October.
Is it a girl or boy? No. Now you're a grandpa. Grandpa is supposed to be a protector. Grandpa is supposed to be wise. Grandpa is supposed to have the answers to everything. Your son's supposed to go to you, Dad. If he has a daughter, oh man.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Just curious, like, how do you think your kids would react? Your two boys would react if they did find out about this. This is me just kind of getting you to face the tough stuff. Disappointed?
Like cut me off.
Right. Okay.
I think about it.
Yeah.
Did you think about them when you were going through with this? Well, I was just saying, the whole ride up here, did you ever think about anybody else besides yourself possibly getting in trouble?
I did think that it would be terrible if my family found out.
Yeah.
Where did you tell your wife you were going?
It's working. She doesn't ask.
She doesn't ask. Because you're gone a lot anyway, right?
Have you ever stepped out on... I mean, I just can't believe that this is your first time stepping out on her. Have you stepped out on her before?
No, I have not. So I mean, there are attractive people I work with, people I interact with.
So why the first time you're gonna step out on your wife? Yeah.
It was too good to be true. In retrospect, it seemed like the only person that was chatting with me consistently was this person.
Yeah.
And you can see in the logs, I was interested in what was going on with her.
So it seemed, I mean, I'm not judging you at all because that's not what we're here for, but it seems like most of the logs that I read, and I haven't read them all, but it seemed like it was just straight up nothing but driven for you. You know what I mean? So I didn't really see, I didn't see any emotional connection.
I gotta admit that there was, yeah, I was kind of addicted to the feeling, the thrill, and it was helping me.
Right.
You know,
right.
It was definitely that way.
That's fair enough.
How did your Instagram?
Appreciate that. I do.
How did your Instagram get nuked? How did it get deleted?
Well, it's just I'd liked a lot of other pictures and stuff from younger girls.
Other girls.
Definitely trending toward the young side.
So.
Too young.
Yeah.
Were there images sent of? I'm not saying you were the one who took them. I'm not saying you're the one maybe asked for, but were images sent of younger girls to you on your Instagram?
No, there was one girl who was like had lots and lots of friends, and she was doing some live things and stuff, and it was pretty disgusting to see a lot of guys jumping in and making comments and doing stuff. I felt like I was better than that.
Right.
And in retrospect,
What was she doing in those lives?
She and her sister were sitting around, and they were at home. They were talking about movies they'd seen and kind of they were just getting interested in talking to people.
Gotcha.
I actually felt like she was just trying to build an Instagram following or something like that. And
right.
I was pretty amazed at how fast this girl built up,
followers
and stuff like that. But it seemed like, I don't know. After a while, it seemed like it was more driven by something, or like she had somebody telling her how to do that.
Gotcha. Like an adult, maybe, or.
Yeah. It seemed like she was just setting up to something like this.
Gotcha.
I admit I tried that for a little bit, and it just
It didn't do anything for you.
It just seemed like I was doing better just making up my own scenarios, kind of thing.
No, not to interrupt you, but Instagrams don't just get nuked like how yours did, So, I'm hoping that you're gonna be truthful here with me, genuinely.
I mean, I commented and friended with some people that were younger, and they were definitely.
Right.
Yeah, but comments don't get your Instagram nuked either. So,
I'm not sure what
stuff
taken down, nuked.
Because your whole Instagram had got banned.
Yeah, because
sent to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, basically, usually whenever we have situations like this, we're helping people like yourself, okay, and we see that their account's been what we call nuked, been taken down. It's because you have violated some kind of guideline that either Instagram or Facebook or whatever has, and generally 99% of the time in these situations, it's because one of these young girls, they don't know any better, they're sending you, inappropriate pictures or videos, and
Nobody,
that kind of stuff is what we can, we can stop that.
I saw. I mean, I think I was just liking. I got the sense I was liking too many pictures, or
Right.
It was a lot of kids that were young. I was amazed there were a lot of kids that were clearly under 18, but they were somehow still on, and other people that were under 18.
Well, I mean, it's not illegal to be on Instagram.
Yeah.
Kids can be on Instagram.
No, I get it. It's just, I was interested in. I guess I definitely liked, seeing what the young girls were doing.
Yeah.
So, you just said that your likes were going towards the younger end. So, what do you think your attractive level goes to? Like, how young?
Well, it's a girl that like I said, she didn't seem like that. I mean, it was 18, 17, later in high school.
But but you said it was tracking younger on Instagram, where you were liking other stuff, and you can't say that they seem mature and stuff, because pictures and videos,
It was more high school stuff, and I was definitely interested in. I'd be seeing a girl that went to a certain high school, and I'd see. I'd try to connect with some of the other people in their circle, and
like her.
Kind of see how that worked. I mean, it was almost like, it's stupid now to say it, but it felt like being involved or something.
Would you ever do this in real life? If there was a group of high schoolers, would you try to get involved in real life, or did you feel emboldened because it's online, more animated?
Oh, yeah, sure. I was anonymous. I didn't want to.
Right.
I mean, on my account, I didn't even really put any pictures of myself. Just kind of an eye or something like that, and
Like how many?
I'm invisible as it is, and I was just interested in
Being seen.
kind of being in the middle of that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get vulgar here, but can you tell me what this is, Mr.?
Yeah, it's Mike.
Why are we sending all these images of your to a 30-year-old girl through email? Through your, I mean, through your
Email
personal email.
Yep. I think at the time, I was trying to explain to her. I mean, she seemed like she was interested in that, but didn't know. And I'm like, well, this is what this is, and I was trying to kind of explain what was happening to me physically, and it just didn't seem like she was connected with her own body and her own things. I didn't want her to, you know, not know what was being talked about.
Have you found yourself kind of in a teacher role in certain aspects of your life where you feel like you're a teacher?
Yeah, I mean,
Teach.
I'm in a lot of teaching roles.
Yeah. So do you think that that's why you kind of seemed like you were, because it seemed like you were teaching her?
I just didn't want. I mean, it just seemed like she was asking about things, and she mentioned she had some issues with some friends and some other things, but she also didn't really. Yeah, she didn't seem as into stuff as some of the other people, and I was like, I just didn't want her to be surprised if we.
What do you mean that some of the other
like
people?
Just you know, some of these young girls were just talking about all the time. And
Right.
So there was. I'm not saying you were out looking for them, but there was other young girls that were kind of throwing themselves at you online.
Yeah, I mean, they would post something online, and then I'd respond, and there'd be some back and forth about,
Right.
you know, this is what I do or something.
If you
I'm
had
not
to-
saying we will, but you know, if we were to look at your phone, would there be any images in there where we're gonna have to take a pause and be like, "Yo," or you wouldn't want your family to go through your phone and see some stuff?
There's nothing on there.
Okay.
I mean, Instagram pictures are as crazy as I got.
Instagram pictures.
Yeah.
Back to like the teacher role, like you were saying. I mean, you really were trying to take on a teacher role. You said, "I will guide you. I'll take your hand and fingers and help you find your so you can find yourself." Like, you know, you're teaching her about the human anatomy. So it's like, what could possibly make you attracted to something or someone that you have to teach
Right.
literally everything to? Was it
Well,
the power?
I even had that thought that it seemed like this was not going to be good for her, and wouldn't be good for me then either.
But you're here.
Yeah, I'm sure that there was part of it of just being in charge, and she like wanted me to help direct. And then later on, she said, "Well, I make my own decisions," and that it seemed like there was a point in the conversation where she changed and seemed to be more interested and more directive. And
I know there's a part where you said that you wanted her to so she can be in charge, and she said that, you know, basically like in a way like she doesn't really want to be in charge because she doesn't know what she's doing. And then that's when you became.
And I kind of said, well, like, you know, that's. I mean, I don't remember the exact progression of
Right.
the message, but I'm like, well, hey, you know, I'll teach you about what that is, but you.
But earlier you had said that, and this is where I'm confused. Earlier you said that she seemed more mature and than a child, and you were more attracted to her maturity and stuff. But this doesn't seem like it was mature at all on her end.
She had like. She was speaking different languages. She was talking
Like
about
Spanish or
cooking. I think she said she spoke Chinese and some German or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I just said, "Wow, you know, you're really smart." And I think I even told her, you know, this is the time to learn languages when you're really young. And
Yeah.
and it just seemed like she had lots of interests and. I mean, that's what I meant. It was,
yeah.
and it, you know, in retrospect, it seemed like to have had all those different interests and experience and all that, but
Right.
not really say anything about it.
Right.
You know, should have been a red flag too, or I don't know. I wasn't sure what she was like, but it just seemed like she was honest to God, she was happy to hear my voice or hear talk to me.
Right.
And I just
how much did you guys actually talk? Other than the texting, how much did you guys actually talk? Like, how often did you guys actually talk on the phone? Do you remember? I could guess.
We've probably talked on the phone 10 times or something.
Oh yeah.
10
Okay.
times, 10 times.
So you say you just got on as happy that she wanted to talk to you, but it's like, does your wife not talk to you that much?
You know, it's a hard thing. It's I come home pretty late. I'm on the road. My wife wants me out of the house on the weekend, taking our dog out and doing
Right.
different things. She's got a certain kind of mindset about how things are. And, but you know, I'm trying to restart things with her, and it just seems like we're missing.
Wow. I mean, obviously, like I said,
And this is obviously taking a lot of my time and focus away, and I shouldn't have.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to make an emotional connection with the wife if the emotional connection is being given to somebody else, man.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it'd be hard for her to. I mean, it seems like she probably needs you right now, considering she's going through so much health issues. And
And I would also,
She does.
I bet she's probably talked to you about saying maybe you've been distant lately. I know women, they are very good at sensing when
Yeah,
their man
yeah.
is drifting away,
100%.
not there emotionally. And you don't have the best poker face, so I know.
No, it's definitely, we talk about that. And,
Yeah.
And I talk about wanting to do more, and she says, well, you know, soon, and, you know, it's getting better. And,
Yeah.
I mean, she still needs to heal, man, you know?
Right.
yeah.
No, I know there's no way that she doesn't not want to please you. How long have y'all been married for?
10 years.
10 years.
Wow.
That's a long time. Especially,
Yeah.
you know, why do you have a dating profile then? Talking about your divorce when you're freaking married. So why are we talking about the ex-wife when we already have a wife?
Yep.
No, that was a question.
No. I just wanted to play around and see what we talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, obviously we have no control, and nor do we want to, like, you know, get anybody else involved. But it's like, if you're gonna go home, like, what are you gonna tell the wife?
Well, I'm definitely going to just focus on to please her, and
So you won't even tell her about this?
I think it's important that you do, you know, like this part's difficult alone, right? But when you go home and you tell her, that's going to be difficult, but that's going to be your biggest part of your healing process, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, right here. We're just here having a conversation. Mr. You're not gonna talk to little girls ever again, right?
no, sir.
And you're not gonna come to meet little girls anymore?
No, sir.
This is your last time? And those roses were for the little girl?
Yeah, she said.
And you're not going to send your picture to no young kids, girls anymore, right? Your old girls.
You shake my hand and promise me that?
Promise?
Will you look that officer in the
Alright.
eye and promise him that as well?
Yes, sir. Not do this again.
Do what again?
Talk to a young girl. Anything else with you?
This is your last time. Praise God. Yeah, this is he's been talking to what he believed to be a year-old girl for the last 2 months. He brought flowers for her to meet her here.
When you guys mind talking to me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Jidion.
You guys want to step over there? I'm just going to talk
Sure,
to you. and
go
see
right
what's
ahead.
going on. Thank you.
I was conflicted about it, but I
You want to look at mine so you don't have to mess with that one?
Whoever's got it.
I got you.
No, it's all good. I got
You
it.
good? Okay. It'll be up to him.
It's terrible. Two sons.
Your son, right? He was talking to someone online, right? Over their age, when you believe. So, I'm cool about it. It's like, really, yeah. What are you guys going to do for this week?
Just a kiss. Spend time together. We talked about wanting to have a first kiss.
Why does this only say 4 minutes?
Doing something stop just while we start reviewing.
Okay.
We had talked about having a relationship and I told her I wouldn't do anything that she didn't want to do. It seemed like she was conflicted, and I was conflicted, but it seemed like she was
Not no way.
to do it.
You guys exchange photos with each other?
That was just a
Posted images?
yes, sir.
How do you guys meet?
Yeah, I'll find it.
Instagram.
Holy shit.
Public profile?
Yep. Public profile and told me she was younger. Told me she was I didn't know that when I first started chatting. She was responding to me in the Instagram. Yeah.
We have everything.
Are you close to last one? Last name. What happened?
Literally, all fucking days. Didn't have any issue.
Was there any way you can see the text messages, CPG, if you would, and you could have that? So we can do Instagram video.
Yeah. They're on.
Is it your phone system? Or is it like the passenger? The passenger? It might be the
actually is the card.
I appreciate it. I'm just gonna put this on her phone.
Can you take the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the name phone down? Or is it just the business phone? Okay, go ahead.
Like in a minute.
It's important. Yeah. Probably determine that. I'll send you get it back. Just have phone numbers on it, anything like that that you need, you can get those off. Anytime, I guess I can do the investigation, so I got coming out here, bring this off to my boss, and we'll see where it goes from here. All right? Appreciate your cooperation, sir.
Oh yeah. That's where it is.
You have another phone, yes.
Oh yeah. Send me that clip too, where he was talking about that. Okay, I'll look for it.
My work number is
Yeah, you find out. Yeah. Video.
Get the highest gigabyte one. Or 64 should be good. USB-C.
yeah, sales manager for
What's up, brother? Good job, man.
Man, bro, you did
good. You did good, brother. That was great. Yeah, it's a good one, man. I'm stoked. What's sweet? Huh? Grab my what?
Your thing.
Oh yeah, I will.
If I were you, I would go now.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah.
asking questions.
Roommates. Roommate called 911 saying that his roommate was said like no, he fell down there.
Yeah.
And then line of questions like anyone else in the house? Did you ever leave the house? No, we got video of him leaving the house with a trash bag. And then at another point, so he's like no one else was in the house.
Yeah.
And the state's attorney was stuck on, well, you know, this guy's story saying that he was trying to help him and he fell down the stairs. Like, and he's got bruises that he didn't have literally like 12 hours before. And like, sometimes just a little nudge, but it depends on how you sell it.
Just trying to freaking.
And Cook County is horrible.
Yeah.
They just want to get they want to make sure the record stays good.
100%. They want it tried and convicted before they'll approve charges.
Sad.
Yeah, King County's a lot easier to deal with.
This is King County?
Yes.
Good deal.
Yeah.
My friend, I don't know if you guys know Cultures, Alex Rosa.
No.
They just did
Was that?
a month and a half ago, 2 months ago.
Was that the one up near Judson?
I believe so. One of the other trainees was on that call.
Oh, really?
He's part of their organization, but
Yeah.
they do a lot of good work out here, and they
Yeah.
have a lot of arrests.
I actually just got an arrest in Cook County, all down
yeah.
by 63rd Street.
Oh, nice.
I was in like the hood.
Like I said, a lot of it has to do with how the detective sells it to the state's attorney
Yeah.
office. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't present forth a strong case, which you guys clearly
Yeah.
have, you know,
Yeah, we always make sure everything's done as professional as the ICAC would do, as they call.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
I was
ICAC.
when I was in investigations, I was part of the ICAC task force
Right.
for our police department. First
Yeah.
thing I noticed when I walked up was the bona fide,
Yeah.
the gift.
You know,
Yeah.
freaking the dude we caught him Benito. Funniest thing. So the officers there, they were cool, got him arrested and everything. So they just call ICAC because they're a smaller place and everything.
Yeah.
Never had something like this with a outside organization. So the ICAC guy gets there, and we call it the ICAC speech, where it's like the same thing they always say, where they're like, "Okay, do you have the device that the texting was done on?" And we're like, "No." Like, we just have all the messaging, and then it was on social media, so you guys get it. And they're like, "Oh, that's our first problem," and then the second problem is none of y'all are law enforcement. And all this and stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be an uphill battle for this one. I don't know." Then the other officers came back, and they were like, "Yeah, we got it." And he was like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, he just confessed everything. Says he has a lot of on his phone.
Yeah.
He gave us consent to have it." And it was the funniest thing. The ICAC guy was just like, and so he ended up going into the room to interview, and it was like, we had so many like just slam dunk things. Where just ICAC, they'll just have us waste all our time just to come out, tell us the same thing, and be like, "We'll make a report," and then all they're gonna do is get one of their decoys and hope that.
Unfortunately, I had one in Fort Wayne, Indiana, by Fort Wayne, right next. It's actually Woodburn, Indiana.
Okay.
And the ICAC said that they're not even going to touch it because of the fact that we were a group. And he admitted in front of them that he had thousands of in his phone, most that I've had so far.
That's wrong.
And they let him walk.
I'll tell you, the worst part about it, honestly, from the law enforcement side of things, is these judges that are getting elected, they don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't understand that, they think that like probation, lifetime registration is enough. But
Right.
no, I mean,
We've caught so many second-time offenders.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the number one rule of economics.
Yeah.
If you start deteriorating the demand, the supply is going to start going down.
Yep.
And you deteriorate the demand.
Yep. The one we just got the one in Chicago just last week.
Yeah.
And he was living in a halfway home. And it was all offenders in there.
Of
And here
course.
he is doing the same thing. And it's like, you haven't been out of prison for only a couple of months, and look what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think that helped with us getting that arrest, of course.
Same thing with us. We got a guy in a halfway home. He told the decoy to meet him at the park, but he was too lazy to go over there. So we go to the halfway home. We didn't even know it was a halfway home at first.
Right.
And we're like talking with him and everything. We knew he was on the registry, and we're just talking with him and stuff about it. And then we convince him to re-download Telegram, and we just see just thousands of images on there. And they came and arrested him. And the only way we figured out that a bunch of offenders lived there was some guy walked out the house with his phone, giving it to us, and we're just like, what do you want to do with this? And he was like, it's my PO. And then we were like, are you a offender? And he was just like, we looked it up online, just a bunch of red dots at the house.
Oh yeah. That was the same exact one in Chicago. One of the other people that live in the house brought me his phone. So this is his parole officer. I was like, okay, so I talked to him. Like, this is easy. This is great. I talked to him about everything, told him what we had. And I was like, look, I know it's Chicago. I mean, I doubt the cops are even going to come. Hopefully they do. But I said, maybe you could help me out with that, you know? And he was wanting my information. I'm like, look, I'm mic'd up. I was like, if the cops come, I'll give it to them. They can give it to you. And he's like, all right. Dude, the cops come rolling in because they just had 2 cops shot 2 days before that on that same road. And so I'm like, oh, crap. So they come in there deep as can be, you know? And then the same guy come in and brought me the probation officer on the phone again. And I'm like, you want to talk to the officer? And I handed it to him. And yeah, it was just great. It worked out, you know?
Can you start getting all these guys information? Yeah. I needed that sleep. If I didn't get that sleep,
I've been up since 7:30 yesterday morning. I got like a 2-hour nap in the parking lot over there. That was it.
It's one of those things when you change time zones. Because we left at 11, or we left at 12.
Yeah. The same address here in Texas?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You still live in?
Yes, sir. Do me a favor, if you're going to read anything out loud, let me know. I'm mic'd. I don't want any live stream or any of them to hear my personal. And then when you're ready, I'll write my phone number down there for you if you need it. Dude, this was super easy, man.
Oh yeah,
this is great.
Good job.
You too, brother. You too, man.
Yeah, definitely was just. How's your guy later looking?
It's a no-go now, now. Yeah. She said that she was working on it, but she said she can't get him to give the number or anything like that. So, but she'll keep working on him.
We had another guy. You could pull through with it. He's down to meet in Manito, but I didn't want to do that to y'all because you guys already drove.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 hours here.
Yeah.
So that's like 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna.
I think we passed through Manito to get here, didn't we?
Really?
I'm pretty sure we did. I thought we did. I think so. In fact, Manito's the one where hers is.
Oh, so
I'm pretty sure it is.
It's on the way back to your house?
I think so.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I think so. I almost want to say it is.
Dang, I already told I thought it was the opposite way. I already told the decoy.
That's all right. That's all right. Honestly, I think we're just gonna head back. You know, get me some rest tonight.
Yes,
I've got a real important 9-ball tournament Saturday. It's a world qualifier, so if we win it, we go straight to Vegas. So
let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready to get back home and just relax, get prepared for the weekend.
You guys just gotta write your phone numbers down.
Absolutely.
You said it's EDP?
Yes, sir. EDP watch. Yes, sir.
I don't have as many videos as this man, but you can look at Poachers in Illinois.
You guys just had one out here in Elgin not too long ago.
Yeah.
The one that he had other mental issues, right?
Oh yeah. That was Alex, wasn't it?
Yeah, one of my buddies was on that one.
Really? Man, I feels like every other week I'm in Illinois.
Right.
My parents, they call me, they're like, where you at? I was like, oh, I'm flying back to Illinois. Were you there just last week? I was like, yeah.
Something in the water here, I guess. I'm just glad I live
in Texas.
It's the only time you'll ever hear me say I'm glad I live in Illinois. The only time.
Let me, there's some I'm gonna get that video.
we'll be out here in a couple of
Right on.
Awesome.
Good deal. Heck yeah.
Fantastic response time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
very cool. We've learned to appreciate that kind of stuff because sometimes it doesn't always work like that.
Y'all were faster than the police at the airport.
Well, I'll say that the appreciation is definitely mutual.
Right on. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I also appreciate how professional of an organization you guys are. Because
Yeah.
sometimes some guys, some groups do come through here and it's more like lone wolf type stuff.
Right. Yeah, here's my outlook on that, and I get that asked that a lot because people, what stands out to them is the ones that go and they slap them around in the grocery store, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll admit it. I enjoy watching it. You know what I mean? I think we all do. But the fact of the matter is that they're free still, and so they're still reoffending, and there's still children at risk.
100%.
So yeah, you get to slap them around. It's fun, but they heal from it, and they're back out doing the same thing, and there's more victims.
Scare stuff like this out of them.
I got into a beef with one of them. That organization that slaps them.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was like, man, you guys just have a. Because at the end of the day, it's like y'all are beating up on people aren't gonna call the cops.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And and I was like, if they did call the cops, instead of them running, you would be the one that run. And a lot of them, they have literally places where they have arrest warrants where they can't even go there because they have assault charges. They're going in and out of court and stuff.
Yep.
Busting these dudes up, and it's like, at the end, it's like there is no that I am going to risk my freedom because he talked to my fake account.
Yeah.
Now, to get him arrested, of course.
Yeah.
Because the guy we caught yesterday, homeless dude, he was talking to our girl decoy, and in the messages, he was like, man, I can't wait to have you. I love he said word for word, I love the fact that you're. I wish my daughter was here as well.
Wow.
And I called the sister to let her know, and the first thing she tells me is how he was in her when she was a child, and how her family didn't believe her, and she was like, that's why I never let my kids around him. I've been always trying to let people know, and it's like, man, whenever they're caught, it's never the first time.
No.
It's just their first time getting caught.
Right. Just like this one. He talked to several, he said.
Oh yeah. No. This is the one thing where it's like, there's really no cure for it. There's no rehabilitation, and the offenders list is great and all, but I'm not gonna lie. I think it should be, if you commit a crime, especially that hurts a child or something like that, you shouldn't have internet access.
No.
100%.
Yep.
Where the city is starting to get to the point, because I know there's some cities out there in Illinois specifically that they have a registration fee. And so we're getting to that point. I think we've got the city council for the most part on board with chargers. Hopefully, I mean, it's nice knowing where they are, but it's also nice not having them in your town.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I mean, they're gonna do it again. Because they can't control themselves.
There's no rehabilitation
at all.
There's about so much when it's literally just probation and lifetime registration.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything.
No.
At all. But put kids at risk.
Yeah.
And then they have children. They have the rights as a father to see their children.
Yeah.
Their grandchildren.
And then the
Like in this
child
situation.
is scarred.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think that if we didn't get this guy, he said he has a grandchild on the way in October. Yeah. I mean, in the future, that would have been an issue, I bet.
Yeah. There's
Saving kids before they even become kids.
You guys heard about it. This is going back years ago. I think this was like 2018, 2020 maybe. The IRS had the largest bust in U.S. history.
Wow.
Yeah. They were checking on a dark web site, and they ended up linking up with this other company called ChiId, because on the dark website it was all like Bitcoin and crypto and stuff.
Yeah.
So ChiId purchased the rights to every wallet out there, so they can track every single crypto from wallet to wallet to wallet, and they're tracking back. I want to say in the U.S. alone there were just shy of 300 arrests made based off of it. to include, I don't remember the exact numbers, I want to say 2 CBP agents, 1 HSI agent, a principal from a high school, and a couple others.
Man, one of my decoys caught a cop. And the cop was, the decoy was talking to, and he ended up turning it into the police, and they did an investigation, and they ended up arresting him. And they go through his phone, find a load of it on his phone. So it went from, thank you so much. It went from just, you know, talking online solicitation to all these counts. We had a guy in Kaiser, Oregon, where he Ubered an hour, came methed out and everything. I'm talking with him. He admits to having over 5,000 images. He's like, man, I'm like, man, what are they sending you? He's like, man, they're sending me videos of babies. And it's just like, just talking about it. Had a guy, me and Alex, we caught a guy in Del Rio, Texas, 19 years old, with thousands of videos on his phone, saying how he has a video of a. And we have this thing called where pretty much it'll be like, hey, I'm trying to my daughter, like, you want to come out? So the 19-year-old thought that the dad was gonna let him with his daughter. So he comes over, and before, like, he knew, like, it was us, he was just talking about how to his sister before she passed away when she was 8 years old, and just like how he's always been wanting to do this. And he asked me, like, man, when you have kids, you think you'll do it to your kids? And he was like, oh yeah, most definitely. 19, it's like there's no race that isn't touched by this. There's no age that's not touched. It's
Yep, no limits.
Yeah.
I'll go to my car and have multiple.
Okay.
Yeah, that one we got in Danville where they both cops got to body slam the mother and the which is pretty sweet. And he even said to his decoy, which was like she was, I think, or something like that, and he told her that he wanted to marry her, wanted to have kids, and then he wanted the two of them to marry the kid when it was a baby. It's just sick.
good thing. Freaking, we had a guy, he sent to our decoy, literally sent. And the ICAC unit came out because he didn't end up coming. So we went to his house, and so they came out and they brought him in for questioning and stuff. And I was talking to the ICAC guy, and I was like, you know, with him having on his phone, you know, like pretty much guaranteed arrest. And he was like, well, in the state of Tennessee, for it to be considered, they have to be doing a act. And he told me how they had a case where a volleyball coach was filming the girls shower.
Well, there's a case like that up here.
But
this is like, I want to say this was like 10 years ago. I remember the dude's name because I actually used to coach him years ago. He was always a weird dude, but then he branched off, started his own club.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting arrested. It was a volleyball club. Mike was his name. But he ended up getting arrested because they found cameras in the bathroom.
But they ended up not charging him because the girls weren't doing it.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
So it's not considered. And the craziest thing I've ever heard. In Tennessee. And he got off. Went all the way. And when I hear that, and when I hear it went to the Supreme Court of Tennessee, I just like, whoever was on that ruling, they have something, like, there's just no doubt in my mind about it. Because
I agree with that.
For you to rule against something like that,
Yeah.
where the innocence of a child is being recorded and probably posted online, and you're not saying that, like,
Right.
So if, like, you know, if there's a naked woman on the front of it, that's,
Yeah.
so how is it not, whether or not they're doing anything
Right.
Definitely learned a lot of, like, and another thing I learned is, like, man, you know, people worry about the president and who to vote for and stuff, but the thing I try to preach in my video, man, worry about y'all guys DAs.
Yeah.
Like, that's where
Those, and like I was saying, even the judges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judges, like at this point, I mean, most of them are just so old. They're just, I don't know if it's like an education thing or what, if they're just going off of like precedent now.
You just hear like,
This last guy
was it a real girl? Oh no, then why would we?
Which is insane because some of these guys that I've talked to for my own investigations, it's like, would you be willing to write a letter to the victim if she's identified? What do you mean, victim? They don't get it.
Wow.
You know, and then the judges, like, we charged a guy a little further out west. It was like 2, maybe 3 years ago. 26 Class X felons. Probation, lifetime registration.
Wow.
I bet he's doing it right now.
Unbelievable.
And I'll tell you, I mean, you look at the arguments and the court dockets, and our state's attorney's office was pushing, and he just came down with the sentencing. Is what it is.
Wow.
So,
Unbelievable.
You know,
but that's what you get.
Yeah.
you know,
It's sad because all the work that goes into it and all the heart that goes into it, you know.
Yeah.
And then just to be let out.
because we gotta just show
nobody
up,
care.
but it's like our decoys since April. We had a guy in Texas where it took us 9 months because he was good. Like, we did facial recognition scans. I did everything I could have found. The only reason we found him, all we knew was his name was John. He lived in Texas. The only way we found him was he eventually slipped up and he was like, "Hey, I want you to come to my apartment."
Oh, there. Yeah, I'm looking to see which way they're walking in.
Uh-oh. Oh, did it?
What's he doing? I got you, brother.
Thank you.
What? Well, you shouldn't went over and talked to him. There's no reason to talk to him. Good. Oh, glittering here now. Jesus.
Guess I have to go home early.
Right?
Go buy us a flight and we'll just head back. But man, I really appreciate you.
Dude, absolutely. I'm glad to help you. I'm glad to be able to be here so we can get this, you know?
What up?
Well, I know. You told me to stop it. I just made sure they were both there.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to get the house down the road?
If you can,
Yeah. Go ahead.
airdrop.
Let him do it. You can airdrop it
There
there.
are 2 of them. We kind of got stopped and got started back.
Thank you so much, man.
Tried to hold steady as I could. So.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you did all right. I was watching you. You seemed to do good.
You got an extra one?
I do. I got one left. Stop and get some on the way up. Here.
I got 2 more
Yeah,
packs.
I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, later on.
I do.
And then I'm gonna get that the camera footage from y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Try to get the best shot for you guys. So.
Oh no,
So I think I got some good shots.
Yeah. Try to get all 3. Get a good angle on it.
Huh? Do what?
Outro.
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll wait. Let's see. Just keep it on because they put them in cuffs. We want to get that on.
Man, we're gonna get home early today. You can put on the ground.
Well, that was voted for 2 weeks.
I'm just airdrop that.
Who's like the head honcho?
Yeah, you.
All right, so the Officer Joniak kind of brought me up to speed a little bit of what's going on. Can you kind of give me a rundown? Do you have like a breakdown of all
contact, communication?
Yes, sir. We have everything organized in files.
On a flash drive?
Literally just bought this right now. We're gonna get everything on there for y'all. And I'm also gonna transfer the video, the video, and everything.
Okay.
It's very hard.
Wonderful. I mean, I kind of handle like our online crimes against kids kind of thing. How are you guys communicating with him?
So he had reached out to us first on Instagram.
Instagram, okay. And the big profile you have on Instagram is you posing as a hot girl?
Yes, sir. Girl. So the thing is Instagram actually not this.
Okay.
So we have the name, the username and stuff like that. So we might have some.
Sure.
I'm bringing Rose home. Brandy.
Yeah, right. You leave it there, I'll pick it up, take it home. Like, here, baby, I got your flower.
Sounds like a little humid.
Yeah, and I got this long sleeve shirt on to kind of hide the mics a little bit.
Yeah, like, I know you're out there.
Yeah, I'm warm. This is your t-shirt, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah. Your wife had to bring it over the other day to give me something to wear one day.
What size you wear?
Large.
Just nation order. Bigger. That's my way myself about 2, 3, 4.
I ain't weighed myself in a long time. I'm still light. Yeah, I'm still light.
She's actually but all sure. No, and she goes. No, yes.
Who is personal?
Email. Yes.
Yeah.
The only thing we like come to park today, I think that's what the only thing
Hopefully she'll got my message. Well, whenever he gets up there, I'll find my battery charger.
See the plants on the balcony?
Yeah, look at them. I was watching it live. Looked like the village was starting.
Where's he from?
We've had it running with them before, so we have to gather all of our evidence first. We have to see exactly what it is. I'm warning now. We haven't identified the kind of thing that we are starting to see with, don't get me wrong, what you guys do, it's good as long as you don't get physical with them. The biggest thing that we just recommend you guys gotta do, if you're doing this, let us know, because we've seen it go sideways and one of you guys gets shot, God forbid, then that's gonna be our problem.
It's just one of those things where, like,
so it's like we would rather you. So I'm sure you haven't in the past, like with these smaller jurisdictions, what they mainly do is that they'll just hand it off to a detective and they'll run with it. Yes, me and my partner, the guy with the suit over there, yes, this is all we deal with is crimes against children, and we're employed by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which is NCMEC, with all the stuff, and then we're also on the task force for the Illinois Attorney General's office. We handle online exploitation of children. And what our procedures are, we would do we just did one this morning, it's called deconfliction. So IP addresses, users, everything else, we run it through a big database to make sure no one's looking for it. We just got a guy this morning with hundreds of files because we deconflicted with it. He was trading it with our friends down south. He was trading it with another agency. And that's how we knew that no one else was looking at this dude, because we've had some dangerous incidents in the past where we have a live decoy coming to meet somebody and it's a cop.
Yeah.
So we just ask in the future, if you're going to be doing this stuff, I mean, how other towns operate, I don't care, but just for us in terms of make sure you guys are safe, just call us.
We just have
let us know this is going to go down, because how long have you known that this is going to go down for?
Well, he's been talking to her since April, but in this instance, like letting you know, it's like we're kind of getting like mixed statements where we'll have some officers where like we're a station or an area that we're cool with that gets arrested and stuff like that, we work well with. We'll ask them like, hey, can we just like let you guys know ahead of time? And they'll tell us no, because then technically you'll be an agent of the state. And it'll be like kind of us working in
it's a gray area. Just let us know. Like maybe not so much do this where it's like we can come out as officers, but it's like just in terms of everyone else's safety, because you've seen, I'm sure, doing it long enough, these things can sometimes go sideways. You know, who's got a handgun, whatever. But still, for now, why don't we work on getting this stuff downloaded to a thumb drive so we can get that information into our stuff. This way we can really examine it. Like I said, we've dealt with guys like this in the past, like coaches and stuff. We've dealt with them. And we just want to, don't get discouraged that this guy's not going to get dragged away in handcuffs right now. I want to take everything that you have.
No, Alex.
We get his phone, build our own case, and then this way we can take over, and it's almost like a chain of custody thing. See what I'm saying?
Alex told us you guys are good, so you know we've had it where maybe a year later or something they'll hit us up being like, hey,
thanks for your help.
So
and we'll let you know, and that's the thing where it's like I said though, that was our biggest thing where it's like, I see your camera guys still recording everything else. We don't want you guys to get discouraged with us and have us get a bad rap. They're like, oh, Elgin PD, let's walk. It's like, hey, let us build our case.
We know
let's do our job.
No, you don't have to worry about that.
It's like I said, that's what me and my partner.
There's a difference. Like I mean, the difference between letting them walk and letting them walk. You know, we
at least we know we can identify him. We know who he is. We know where he lives. We know where he's from. Stuff like that. Let us build our case so we can really do our job adequately and thoroughly.
Yeah.
So as long as you guys can give us every bit of information you guys got, and you're cool with that, cool. I mean, as long as I've got your consent to do so.
Yeah. No, this.
And that's, I mean, like I said, I'm wearing a body camera, so as long as I have your consent to have all.
And also, he admitted everything on your officer's body.
On those two, or those two guys.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
It would just make it that much easier for you.
Wonderful.
And if you had a pleasant experience with Poachers, he's part of Poachers. I promise you'll have a pleasant experience with us.
Absolutely.
Because we work in conjunction all the time.
Yeah, no,
we're highly
professional.
professional.
He was good. I mean, the incident we had the case with him was kind of a one-off deal, but no, he was good to work with. He gave us everything, and it was very, very helpful.
Right on.
Yeah. So everything's in files and everything. Also, my decoy, all of her information is on the drive as well.
Okay.
So whenever you want to reach out to her, you can reach out to her.
Is she also out of Houston?
No, sir. But I can cover if she needs to come testify or whatever.
Where's your decoy, or where is she based out of?
We're mic'd. I don't know if you want to say it out loud.
I mean, we'll just edit out. What's it called?
Oh, that's right. We're not live streaming.
Okay. I was gonna say no, he's filming right now. Or is your microphone hooked up to his camera?
Yeah. My phone's hooked up to that camera, but it's not
it.
live streamed. I forgot we're not live. A lot of times we'll live stream, and if
That's
it's live stream.
Live stream and stuff. That's where it gets a little hairy. But
Yeah, so we're actually not live streaming today. So
okay, you can edit that stuff out.
yeah.
Huh?
No, because
I got you. Did all you guys give these officers your info?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
And just because I'm gonna have to write a report.
Would you like to see any?
What was your first name? Okay. This way I know that I should say I talked to you and I got your consent. You downloaded it. You put it on a flash drive.
The only thing we ask is, once something happens, like an update or
shoot you an email.
Yeah. Email or give me a call or anything like that. Would you want to see anything?
Sure. If you want to pull some of that stuff up, I'm down for just to see it a little bit.
This is
your decoy. Okay.
So
is it all done via iMessage or they're all on Instagram?
So it was mostly on Instagram at first, but then
it went over to text.
Text and email.
Okay.
So this is some of the stuff he has said. He's talked about.
Unless you plug in the headphones or
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, right.
Someone's headphones are plugged into it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes, sir, present. You want me to bring it to you? Yes.
Do you have all of the messages and the correspondence dating back from the initial time that he had reached out?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have.
Is it like an everyday thing? Is it every couple days?
Pretty
kind of
much.
thing?
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize this, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I might have to go somewhere to get some Wi-Fi, or if you give me a, do you have an email address?
I do, but if it's a huge, massive file, I mean, I wouldn't. I would rather have it on like a on that.
How it would work is, you know how Google Drive? So pretty much I can give you the link, and you could just hit it in it, and
pull
it'll
it
be all
up.
there. Okay. Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like this. So on May
37 gigs.
They talked for 43 minutes. So it's a lot.
It's going to take a long time for that to load
And
up.
that's just audio messages that she records?
That's just audio.
Okay, and how do you guys store the messages?
So this is, we have this file called Jidion, so that way when I talk to them, when it's supposed to, so this is where he
Huh? How do I feel about you? Yes. Yes or no? Anything you've ever had? Huh? It is the most exciting thing that has ever happened. Well, meeting you. And I am going to see it through, no matter what the consequence. Okay.
So, like, I promise you that, and then this is just...
You think he was thinking about these consequences when he said that? I don't think he was thinking about that, was he? Do what?
So I guess go.
I don't know yet. They may not. They may not rest them right away. You know, some of these organizations have their own way of doing things. I think that they will. I think they'll 100% get an arrest, but it may not happen today. But we'll see. I mean, I think he's admitted enough to the officers that I think it might be okay to arrest him. I hope so.
He pretty much admitted it.
He's been talking to him this whole time. I know he's been admitting everything to him, so they should have enough to take him just on what he's admitted to them alone.
Where are you guys from? Okay.
Oh, right here. He was turned 14.
He's been.
Oh, yeah, he's old.
Yeah. What? How can we get copies of this stuff?
So I was gonna put it on this flash drive, but I didn't realize there was that many audio files. Like one of them was like 33 gigabytes. So I was telling him, this is Google Drive. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but if you guys give me an email, I can send you the Google Drive link.
Yeah.
And then y'all can get it. Y'all can download it on whatever. Y'all just have everything.
So of course they changed our email addresses. So
How much longer are you guys in town?
Man, pretty much whenever we're done with y'all, that's when we'll go back to the airport and fly back home. We live in Houston, so it'll be easy to get a flight.
I mean, do you guys want to come back? Oh, there's no other evidence of sight. It's all on the Google Drive?
That, and then we're gonna also, I'm gonna put the footage on here though. Of him.
That will come off the camera.
We go over the safety stuff.
Yeah. I told them that with the whole deconfliction stuff.
Yeah, and for future reference, guys, give your local PD a call, because the last thing you'd want is for us to already be in on a guy like this.
Yeah.
And then something like this happens and it ruins the case. So
We had an incident in Virginia where we went to go get a guy, but when we got there, he wasn't home. And then we realized he hadn't been talking in like the last 2 weeks. And we looked it up and he actually got arrested. And he was telling our decoy about how he had his neighbor's granddaughter. And
no, and I guess that's my point. Is it is super risky, to especially a guy that is into looking to invite them to a park where there could be kids here.
Yeah.
So, in hindsight,
I do appreciate what you guys are doing. It's awesome. But I don't know. I would be concerned bringing a guy like this. You know, I'm not sure what he's bringing. If he's got a weapon on him, something like that, especially to a park. So
next time, I mean, now that we know that you guys are cool, we'll definitely let you guys know way ahead of time.
Yeah.
So here's that. So this email should work. But if you want to actually just type it in, it's a little hard to type when I don't have any backing. You want to type it down on your computer? I wrote it down on here for you.
Here, hit share. I'll just take that.
If you don't mind, can I get a card from you too when you get a chance?
what's that? Oh, today was a big day before this happened. Yeah, it's been a long day. Not all of us can pull it off.
Yeah, try that. Send that.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe see if you can open. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta work.
Yeah. You can open that. You have everything, and then we'll just give you that footage of him admitting to it. Would you guys like the footage?
Sure. We got it from Alex last time up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it cool if I see that SD card real quick?
Yeah, I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
If you want to support the predator poachers catching the sickest both near and far, go to the pinned comment. If you're on Rumble, press the red join button to see over 30 videos early and uncensored for only $10 a month. We can't do this without your help, so join our locals.